Hey folks, today is June 4th, 5:14 p.m. What a day. Let's take a look and see what happened. Yesterday I talked about this line here being a potential support based on this low, and boy was it. I said yesterday we might bounce. We sure did. What a powerful move. So that was a huge move on the S&P. The NASDAQ completely rebounded, and this line is significant. So this line is the significant support that it seemed to touch, and that's now bouncing off of. This line was the line of I kind of had a falling wedge on here. I've removed the lower line, but that line is the significant line because it's now closed out of that. So that trend down is broken if it stays above there. Quite a powerful move. Look at the Russell. Boom, wow. Big, strong move. Bouncing right back over what should be support. So that's good. That support is holding. And then the Dow, which was the big number. So it had tanked off this pennant and is now just rebounding back over the 21-day, approaching the 200-day. On the S&P, we're back over the 200-day and the 21-day. NASDAQ back over the 200-day and the 21-day. And then the Russell is only over the 21-day, but still, that's a really strong snapback. Now, because we've been so negative, you can get these really powerful up days, but if the negative trend continues, it won't last. Basically, you'll get these big spikes, and then all of a sudden you'll get this, and it'll just sag, or you can reverse really hard. Just be careful. So it was an exciting day. There's lots of really great moves, or a number of really great moves, but be careful. We're still kind of in an uncertain period. So I don't want to throw cold water on the whole thing because the move was great. I mean, there's a number of powerful things that happened. So JKS Solar is the one I got into. Had a huge move today. It just continued. That's really what I want to see. I was in from right in there. I can't remember exactly where, but it was right close to the line. And that's where my stop's going to be now. Big, powerful day today. It's really, really great. Trade desk. This thing was an absolute beast all day long. Look at the volume. Well, you can't see the volume. I know it's underneath the, with 3.8 million. It had about 250% increase of volume from its average, I think it's 15 days what I tracked. So that was huge. Big, giant move. I did not get into this. It's just the way that I'm trading right now, and I've said before, is I'm just trying to stay on one stock and let that stock play out. That's just an adjustment that I made for myself. I may eventually go back to two because of things like this where I'm in one and then something takes off. But for now, I'm just in one. But if you bought this guy based on what I showed yesterday, you're in a really nice sweet spot. Holy cow. That is such a big move. Expect a rest tomorrow is what I would say. It broke through two resistance points, this pennant line here and that, which was the original breakout before from the pattern I had back here where it tried to go and got sent back down after earnings. I would expect a rest tomorrow. And I would probably actually put my stop right here, maybe even $1 or $2 below that point, because it's broken through two lines. You don't have to sit down here, which is the original breakout. It's broken through a second resistance point. So you could put it like $2, maybe $3 because it's such a big stock below that point and just let it do its thing. It will probably pull back if the market holds up well. It should hold that line. Basically, that should be the actual support for this move. But I would expect it to rest as a huge move today. ROKU, this is a new opportunity right here based on the way the pattern looks. That's a nice pennant. This is one I might consider getting into if I end up doing more than one, which I am considering because a lot of these moves are really, really good. But yeah, that's a pennant, and that'll be going as long as the market stays positive. It should go shortly. 93.77 is about the point that it should break out. Maybe a little lower based on the line dropping down. But you can draw the lines in your chart. You'll see the price. This guy tried to continue. It looked super during the day, and then it kind of pulled back. Still above the line though. Still looks not too bad. This guy bounced back into the pattern yesterday or 2 days ago. It's just kind of creeping its way up. I'd just keep an eye on that. Shopify, this is another new pattern now. Nice falling wedge, flaggish kind of pattern. So that's in the area of 274.67, 275, maybe probably 275. If the market stays positive tomorrow, this thing should actually just gap up out of there, and it should be around 275. It might gap up in the morning. Something's going to push it out of there if the market stays positive. Shopify probably won't hang out here for very long. But again, it's had a big base down here, based again, based again, based again, basing now again. So be careful because, you know, the fourth or the fifth base is most likely to fail. But it'll get a lot of momentum. I mean, it was up $9 today. You get a lot of momentum in the market, and it might just go. But still, be careful because even though these moves look really, really super, we still have that uncertainty of the trade. I mean, one tweet could send it right back down again, right? I said one tweet, one positive tweet would send it up. Here it is. It wasn't really a tweet, but one positive news piece of news from the trade talks could send the market up. One negative piece of news could send it right back down. EPAM had a really rough day yesterday, but bounced right back into the pattern. That still looks pretty good. AYR actually moved out of this pattern. You can just see it just barely out there. That would have been a buy today. And then you hold your stop. For that one, it'd be I would put $2 stop below that. Actually, it's only 20 bucks, maybe $1 stop below that. If you're in right at the line, and you could have easily gotten in at the end of the day right at the line, I would have about $1 stop on there, and then just let it go, see what it does. You either get stopped out or it keeps climbing. If you get some upside, move the stop to break even, and then just sit there. EHTH, this still is trying to go higher. That looks pretty good. YNDX is still within this pattern. It still looks pretty good. CHGG, this is a fantastic looking pattern. Now, this guy doesn't have very good earnings. But this is a really, really nice ascending triangle, especially a down move into an ascending triangle. I love seeing that. When it works, it's fantastic. So keep an eye on that. And that's right around 38. You can see the lines right there. So right around 38 for that one. CRM, this guy just reported earnings tonight. And it's up about $4. It was up about $6 initially. You can almost disregard these two bars for the moment because the earnings have pushed it up to a 54, and it was up to a 56, which is then approaching this line here. That's the line that matters at this point. So if the earnings call or whatever they do for guidance, if that continues to push the stock higher and it crosses that line, that's going to be a buy for CRM. Make sure it's got really good volume as it's moving, and yeah, that would be a buy for CRM. So that's about it. This is a really nice bounce. I hope it continues, and I hope that we don't get some random stupid tweet or piece of news that just ruins it. But we've had so much downside that if this momentum can continue, we could continue going higher here, I think. Some of these stocks are like Trade Desk and even Jinko Solar probably going to get a rest day tomorrow, I think. So we might have a positive market, but some of these stocks, they can't just continue having these big, huge leaps like that. But then you got ROKU and you got Shopify that look really good. If I was to recommend specific ones, ROKU and Shopify. Pay attention to those two. Okay, so that's it. My next video will be tomorrow for Thursday. Have a good one.